Hello and welcome to today's little chat, which is all about Mercury retrograde and retrogrades in general. Because what even are retrogrades, right? We always hear this term thrown around in astrology that, such and such is retrograde and so is this, so is that. And we know that it's an illusion that it's moving backwards in our sky because it is still moving forward. But what does that even mean? For me, it took me a good couple of years because I never really dove into the meaning of it. And I was kind of always wondering how it's possible for something to appear to move backwards in the sky like that. So it's helped me to learn about the astronomy, and that's given me an understanding about how the astrology fits into that as well. So I like to imagine yourself as Earth, and then the sun's on the other side of the room and Mercury is in the middle. Obviously Mercury is closer to the sun and the sun stays stationary, and we're the ones that orbit around the sun. So Mercury moves faster than us. So this applies to all planets though, but Mercury I'm using as an example because that's the one that we're in right now, although this does affect all planets at different times. So you can imagine Mercury moving faster around the sun than us. So it's whizzing around and it's appearing to move, just for the video's sake, it's appearing to move this way in the sky. So it's moving this way, and then it goes around the back of the sun, and we're going a lot slower. And as it goes around behind the sun, instead of moving this way, it appears to move that way. So we're here, it's going this way, this way, this way, this way, and then it gets to a point where it appears to stop in the sky, and then it appears to move back the other way. And Mercury goes retrograde 3 to 4 times a year, and it lasts about 3 weeks a pop. So this happens quite a lot. It's not, an unseen thing or super rare, but it is the one that gets the most attention because it does happen so often, and because Mercury rules communication of all different kinds. So, we're talking the spoken word, phones, emails, letters, contracts, all of that stuff that's what navigates our life really. Communication navigates our life, and Mercury rules how we're perceiving things as well. So it's not just us communicating to the outside world, it's how we're perceiving things coming in. To me, the energy of a Mercury retrograde can be a little bit like gremlins. They're just like, it can feel like something's trying to sabotage you. But it's just that energy, and the energy is encouraging us to be more organised and responsible with our communications. Because if we're doing those things, if we are responsible and using discernment and doing the right things, as much as we can't control everything obviously, but if we're doing those things, if we're stuck in traffic and 10 minutes late, it's not going to be life or death because we would have given ourselves a little bit more time to allow for that. If we are backing up our things regularly, then we're not going to get as caught out with that. If we're reading over contracts with a fine-tooth comb, there won't be errors that we're signing because we're not reading it properly. So Mercury is encouraging us to take a bit more ownership and responsibility for the way that we're seeing things and for what we're agreeing to in contracts and the way that we are speaking and communicating in general as well. And Mercury is in Aquarius, which is an air sign, and Mercury is a very airy planet with all that communication going on. So it does feel a little bit at home. But Mercury in Aquarius, it's also not just about us communicating, it's about innovation and technological advancements in communication on a collective level, because Aquarius is all-encompassing everything, whereas Mercury in a different sign might be a little bit more on a personal level. So we can expect the unexpected a little bit and expect a push ahead with advancing in certain areas. So it's encouraging us to take a step back. It might give us new ideas, and it might cause us to reflect a little bit on previous ideas and maybe revisiting something that you didn't have the time or space in your life to start up when it first came around. It might be encouraging you to revisit it and saying, hey, maybe this is a good time to do it now. Or it might be an opportunity for healing. If you haven't got closure and resolution on something from the past, it's a really good opportunity for healing that and going within. This is why a lot of people say that people from past relationships or friendships that went wrong kind of reach out during this time, because there's a party in there that hasn't quite got closure. So whether it's you or them, someone might be reaching out during this time to communicate and to kind of test the waters a little bit as well. So it's not necessarily always a bad thing, but it's an opportunity for healing and using discernment and kind of, you know, getting clear on what's good for you moving forward, not just in the now moment, right now, today. It's about kind of laying the foundations about where you want to end up in the future, moving forward. So where was I getting with that? Revisiting old belief systems as well, because it's about perception, about how we see the world, and it's a really good time for like that childhood belief system stuff to kind of purge some of that energy if it's holding you back. If some of your ancestral stuff, or if there's stuff in your DNA that's trying to keep you trapped in a cycle, this is a really good time for just getting that frustration out and going, oh my God, I'm so done with this. I'm so done. I need to do something different. It's a really good time for kind of working through that. It's a supportive energy for that as well, that kind of deep healing work, because that's what it's all about, right? So it is really supportive energy for that kind of thing. And once again, there's no one size fits all blanket energy for this kind of stuff. Knowing your own energy, and you can look at your own natal chart, see where Mercury was when you were born, what house it's in and what planet was in, and if it was retrograde when you were born, because a lot of people have Mercury retrograde when you were born. And if this is you, it might actually feel like a bit of a weight is lifted off your shoulders during this time, because you were born in that retrograde. So you kind of came into the world carrying this energy as well. So it can be really interesting to interpret your own chart and what these retrogrades might mean for you, because it's going to give a whole different spin on it as well. So Mercury retrogrades definitely are not bad for everyone, although if you are one of those people that kind of super whimsical, don't really plan or organize anything, you might feel a bit of frustration because there might be a few little gremlins that come out to play over the next couple of weeks or so. So there you go, guys. Please tune in and watch your readings that I'm about to do for all signs as well, because there will probably be a little message in there for you also. Okay, guys, please follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Higher Path Healing. It's all the same everywhere. If you can't find me, please DM me and I can flick you through a link if you like. I do a limited number of one-on-one readings and healings as well. So if this does interest you, please reach out and let me know. Have a great day, guys. Love you.